Hi, this is Lexi, and this is Wake Up Calls Going Deeper. And this is the month of July, and in the month of July, in Wake Up Calls, our study is love. And I'm calling it Redefining Love. And what does love have to do with meditation? And why does love need to be redefined are valid questions, which hopefully I will address here. So, love as a romantic ideal was invented. And I could say the world has certainly gone downhill since. But feel free to check out history and see what your thoughts are on that. Love is congruence and connectivity. Congruence and connectivity. In the system, in the body, our ability to be with what is, which would include each other and all of the experiences that we have, the more congruent, the more woven together, the more whole we are able to experience ourselves, then the more connected we are able to be. So an ideal state, let's call this definition of love, an ideal state of congruence, of being woven together, of knowing our wholeness, which then makes us able to connect, to be in the web, to see and feel our place in the web. So just bringing my slow, steady breath into the conversation and encouraging you into yours. Stillness and silence, practice, is a way to cultivate love. What you do with that congruence and connectivity, that is your business. That is also your assignment. Where does your love belong? Why I want to redefine love is because love is not always nice. I hope for most of us, love is always kind. But kind sometimes is saying a hard truth. Kind sometimes is stepping out of or away from a circumstance. This is also love. This also fits. And so in a world where we're confused about good and bad and live in such polarities, in a world where gender and how women are supposed to be, and the fact that being nice is still on the table as a core quality expected of women in a different way than men. So I think a lot of people are confused, women and men and everyone, about what love looks like and what love should feel like. And I'm just saying that practice time is time when learning about what love really is can happen. And when finding yourself, finding that you are the web, that you are woven together, that you are whole. And sometimes we find that through the discomfort of our thoughts and the disjointedness of what our minds are trying to reorganize and clear, which is partially what practice is about. again, part of my mission is to debunk that meditation is a kumbaya happy moment all the time. It's not. And it doesn't need to be for it to have incredible benefits to the brain and to the system, your system, and then the system, the web. And so the idea of love and the reality of love, they are twisted by the culture. The natural outcome of sitting still and in silence, even if it's noisy in your head, is love. And love may feel like you, a need for truth. Love may feel to you like a need to bring your voice in a different way into the world. Love may feel to you like a new willingness to draw boundaries. Love may feel to you like a need to do less stuff or have less conversations that don't generate more love. So what do we seek in relationship? We seek love. We seek congruence and connection. You know, that phrase, namaste. Namaste is basically, I see the wholeness or the congruence in you reflected in myself and offer it back and forth and back and forth. Congruence and connectivity. I see your wholeness. I recognize my own. And through that, we generate more love, which is vitality and life force, which is availability. Most people live in a state of overwhelm of what they want to do, what they believe is right, and their capacity. This is an incongruence. And so the work of doing nothing, the work that I offer in wake-up calls, is just doing nothing so that the something of you, the wholeness of you, the essence that you are, can make itself known to you. And in our doings, our wonderfulness rises whether or not we meditate, right? Those moments when you see and feel yourself and your goodness, in your wholeness, in your capacity, they're precious moments, aren't they? And I'm just saying that more of you is wanted, and a way to bring that forth is through sitting still or finding a practice that opens you to your own wholeness. Congruence and connectivity. Connectivity, ability to connect, ability to see the chords of connection. Most of when we suffer is when we feel disconnected, and collectively as a culture, we are so disconnected. And here we are just on the other side of COVID. So we've all got brain damage that we need to heal, and we can heal, by the way. Brain damage is not a permanent state. And again, this is how wake-up calls came out of the idea that bodies, most people in my circles anyway, understand that we need to take care of our bodies. We need to love them. We need to build health. We need to build strength. But I'm not sure we all realize how important in this time of losing our minds, how important it is to get our minds back, and that the way to do that is right here in silence, in breath, and in reclaiming our own love to use as we wish. A man named Csikszentmihalyi Mihaly wrote about flow states, and I think it's a fairly common term at this point, but states where you're like in a zone of connection. So it happens to extreme athletes. It happens in a whole bunch of kayaking, getting into rhythmic movements. It can happen in lovemaking. It can happen. But that flow state is finding your way into complete wholeness and connection. And one of the greatest ways to change the brain into greater capacity for flow states is through meditation and contemplative practice. And this is studied widely with all the technology, sorry about that, that we have for seeing where the brain fires. So, I kind of end up in the same place with all of my talks, which is practice matters. Practice is a way to be an activist. It's a way to change the world. And of course, we have to start with ourselves. We all know that, but we don't know how to change ourselves. And change is a funny word, because to me, it's more like reveal. You're not changing yourself. You're allowing yourself to rise through the chaos, through the overwhelm, so that you can know yourself and see and recognize your own wholeness, your own goodness. And then, however you're going to do it, offer that out to the world. I think I'll leave this here. I wish you so well, and thank you for listening. And if you don't know about Wake Up Calls, it is a Tuesday, Thursday live meditation call with me where I do a guided meditation for a half an hour. I bring a little bit of content on the topic of the month, and as I said, this month it's redefining love. And there's a community forum where folks can write in questions and have those responded to by me. And there's a deep going deeper, which is this every week, although I fumbled in my first couple of weeks, so hopefully it'll be consistent and weekly on Saturdays. And then once a month we come together as a community and we meditate together, and we talk about our challenges, our successes, and ask questions and get live answers from me and from the community. So my goal is just to have a container that people can lean into to whatever extent they wish. For folks that can't make it live, they will receive a link to the meditations twice a week. So that's available on my website, Lexi at lexidelgado.com. And from my heart, I hope that this is a tool and a technology that will allow people to find their way back to themselves and into the level of congruence and connection that most of us so truly and deeply long for. Farewell.